guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Rachel and today I am going to tell you the story of how I told my parents that I was pregnant at 19 years old. I'm also going to explain kind of how Philip told his parents. I wasn't there for that, but he did tell me like what kind of happened, and yeah, it's not the greatest response, you know? It's not exactly what you want to hear, but let's just get into it. I mentioned in my last 19 pregnant video that I went home after I found out, back to my dorm with Philip, and we laid down for a while and whatnot, and then he went back to his dorm early in the morning, like maybe 4 or 5 a.m., and I decided to message my sister, and I was like, can you call me? Like, I have something to tell you. It's pretty important. So she didn't respond immediately. It took like a few hours, but she woke up, she called me, she was like, oh my god, I'm sorry, what's wrong, what's going on? I was sleeping, I'm sorry, I'm sorry. Like, she apologizes a lot all the time, but that's okay. And I told her, I was like, I'm pregnant, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. Should I tell mom? I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. And she was like telling me, you know, it's gonna be okay, it's gonna be okay, you're gonna have all these little Rachels running around, or not all of these little Rachels, but you're gonna have a little Rachel running around. And I was like, you know, you're right, that does sound pretty good. But like, I was still in shock, so I was like not really like getting excited from it. I was still just kind of like, I don't know what to do. So hung up with my sister, and I was thinking like, should I tell my mom, should I not? My sister didn't think I should, and I was like, you know what, I've watched a bunch of YouTube videos on people telling their parents that they're pregnant at young ages, and most of them said that if they could go back, they would have told their moms sooner. So I decided, you know what, I'm just gonna tell her like now, like tonight or tomorrow. So I messaged my mom, I texted her, not messaged her. I texted her and I was like, I have to tell you something, it's really important. And later she texted back and she was like, Rachel, are you pregnant? And I just like looked at that, I screenshotted the text because I could not believe, like, how could she just guess that I'm pregnant, you know? There was no like signs of it, I've never like hinted at it, I've never even thought it was ever a possibility, so like, how? And she didn't even give me any time to like process or respond to her text. She just called me and I was just like, and she was like, Rachel, did you get my text? Rachel, are you pregnant? And I was like, yes, don't kill me. And surprisingly, guys, she wasn't mad at all. Not at all. My mom was so excited from the very beginning. She was like, I'm gonna have a grandson! Oh my gosh! And I was like, how do you even know it's a boy? And you know what she told me? She's a medium, so she was like, well, he came to me a few days ago and told me that he was on his way, so yeah, I know my grandson's coming. And I was just like, okay, that's really weird. Because, like, I know she can do all these things with, like, being a medium and stuff, but it doesn't really process still, even though she's been doing it for, like, a couple years now. It's just, how do you process that? How do you process that? My mom just knows stuff about people, like random people. People know like their most personal things that no one would ever know about them. And it's honestly mind-blowing. And she actually has a channel too, so I'll link that below if y'all want to check it out. But anyway, so that's how I told my mom. How I told my stepdad, I didn't tell him. My mom was kind enough to tell him for me, but he was not happy. And of course, they both wanted to meet Philip because before that they had never met him. So, yeah. So we decided that we would all go to Olive Garden because that is a great place to discuss teenage pregnancy, apparently. Anyway, so we went to Olive Garden, and the whole drive there, because my parents picked up me and Philip from the dorms, and we drove over there, and the whole drive there, no one said a word. And Philip and I were just like holding hands, and we were like, and oh my god. So we got there, started eating some great endless breadsticks and everything, and my mom was just like talking like, oh my gosh, it's so exciting, like, what's your major, how are you doing in school, like, what do you want to do, and just getting to know Philip. And then all of a sudden, like, out of nowhere, my stepdad was just like, how did this happen? And I was just like, does he want me to tell him, like, and I was like, I don't know what to say. I really didn't, like, I just like froze up, and I was like, like, I don't think I even said anything until he asked something else. But honestly, I was so like traumatized in this situation that I hardly remember what was even said. I know Philip did most of the talking, as he usually does in these types of situations, and that definitely made it better because Philip is so good in awkward situations, while me, on the other hand, I'm the kind of person who, like, when I realize I'm in an awkward situation, I will literally run. Literally. It's happened before. But that's a story for another time, I guess. So maybe I'll tell that story at another point in time. But yeah, so things actually went better than I thought they would at the Olive Garden lunch that we had, because my stepdad was kind of okay. He needed time to process everything, and it took a couple weeks, but he came around and he was excited for us. And he actually really likes Philip now. Like, he loves to hang out with him, show him all his guns and all his videos, and it makes me pretty happy because I love Philip and I love my stepdad, so it's great that they like each other. Now on to my dad, how I told my dad. Oh, I hate popping my fingers. Now how I told my dad. So I actually told him over text because I don't see him very often, and yeah. And actually my grandma had just passed away, like right around the same time I found out I was pregnant, like maybe a week after I found out I was pregnant. But I don't think I told my dad till maybe 6 weeks after I was pregnant. I don't think I told him till I was 6 weeks pregnant, not 6 weeks after. But anyways, he didn't really respond. He was just like, okay. And so I was like, okay, well, why aren't you saying anything? I didn't actually say that to him though. So I kind of waited, thinking maybe he'll like just say something to me out of nowhere about it, but he didn't. So I like went and brought it up again, and I was like, you know, let's kind of talk about this a little bit, like, what do you think, blah blah. And we did talk about it a little bit. I really don't remember what he said because it wasn't really anything like big. He was just like, okay, when did you find out, blah blah blah, stuff like that. But we did go to a baseball game not long after that, and it was the Houston Astros baseball game at Minute Maid Park, And yeah, it was really fun and stuff until we went to get condiments for our hot dogs. Because when we went to get the condiments, all of a sudden, my dad decided to point out, you know, in our family, we don't get pregnant at 19. And I was just kind of like, did you just say that to me? But I didn't actually say that, obviously, because I am not about confrontation. Instead, I just kind of ignored it and acted like I didn't hear it. And it sat with me for a while. It sat with me for a couple weeks because I couldn't understand why he would say that to me. Like, am I supposed to get unpregnant? Like, what do you want me to do? Anyways, so he came around too. Obviously, like, everyone has come around by this time. He actually got Connor his first Santa onesies, his first Christmas onesies, the one that said, "My first visit from Santa." They're really cute. I have pictures. You can go check them out, I think on my Instagram. It might be on my Instagram, I'm not sure. If it is, Instagram's linked down below. But anyways, so that's how I told my dad and what his reaction was. Now on to Philip's parents. So, if y'all don't know from my other videos, Philip's parents are Vietnamese. They're from Vietnam. His dad is half Vietnamese, half white, but he was raised completely Vietnamese from Vietnam, everything. Didn't know any white raising stuff. He was completely Vietnamese, all of them were. Philip was born in New York and then moved here when he was 6, but his parents still like hold on to that Vietnamese culture so much. So you can imagine they weren't very pleased when they first found out that he got a girl pregnant in college at 18 and that girl was white. And like, it's understandable. They didn't want him to date anyone until he was like 25, and when he was 25, they wanted him to date someone who's Vietnamese. So, obviously, I'm not Vietnamese. If any of you needed that to be cleared up. But, yeah, they were not happy. He told his mom and his aunt when they came to visit him at his dorm one day. Pretty sure it was a Friday. I think it was maybe a week or 2 after we found out. And his aunt took it pretty well. Like, she wasn't mad. She was the one trying to calm down his mom. But his mom, of course, it was like a slap in the face to her because it's like, you did exactly what I told you not to do when you go to college, get a girl pregnant, and oops. What are you gonna do? So, yeah, she was pretty mad. She called up his dad, and he was pretty mad too. They were both yelling at him. So, honestly, the worst reactions came from Philip's side of the family, but they did come around. They came around maybe a couple months later, and they were actually so kind, and I'm so grateful to them. They let me live in their house for like 4 or 5 months, and they let me stay there because I needed somewhere to stay while I was going to school, and me and Philip really needed to get used to living with each other before we had the baby, because moving in together for the first time and having a newborn are both like really stressful things, or they can be, and so meshing them together would not have been a good idea. So it was really great that they were on board and let us live together and everything, and at their house. Like, that was just really great, and I'm so thankful for them. They have been so kind to me and given me food, shelter, new family. Like, it's really great. I'm very happy. Everyone, like I said, has come around. Everyone is now here for us, supporting us, and I don't know what we would do without this big support system from our family. We've actually grown a lot closer with our families through all of this, I think, and we have definitely grown better relationships with our families. So thank you so much to everyone who has helped us along the way, because this is an amazing thing that we're doing, raising a baby and going to school, going to work, like everything. We are doing so much, and we just really want to do the best for little Connor. So thank you all so much. That is the end of this story. If you liked it, give it a thumbs up and leave a comment down below. Once again, you can ask me anything you want, and subscribe to my channel if you would like to see more. I post these sit-down videos every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, and I do daily vlogs every single day. So hope you guys subscribe and check it out. Thanks for watching. Bye! Oh, there's a blue jay! You guys!